got another new machine. This one is Japanese import. I'm showing you the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it. It's stamped in the bottom bed. S-A-N-S-H-I-N. Sanshin. So that was the manufacturer. It is a multiple function. It does zigzag. It has cams for decorative stitching. It came with a box full of accessories. It has an electric motor, which is functional and fine, but I put it in my treadle. So let me tip it back. I have the top off right now, so you can see the innards. This screws back on, and I'll put that back on in a bit. I just need to engage my treadle belt here. I like my machines to be treadleable, and this one fits the bill. Several settings: stitch length, width, right, left, middle setting on the stitch length or the needle position. These guides here are for the cam selector. I have a box full of bits. These little guys are the cams, and it came with. I was fortunate to have the parts that came with. They have a little pattern selector cards that go with the various cams, and it shows you if that's the stitch pattern you want. This lever goes at 1, this lever goes at 1, this one goes at 0, this one goes at L, and that, anyway, shows you how to set the stitches, and it tells you which cam goes into the little deal on the back. There's actually, it's one cam thing that comes out, and you stack 4 of these up to fill one. So you've got, at any time there's 4 cams in the little stack in the back, and there's I don't know if it shows, but there's a little door back there that those fit into. Anyway, I have yet to try it. So far I've just looked at it. It takes standard 15 class bobbins. Somewhere I have the bobbin case, if I can find that. Wonder if I can put it in the machine. No, it's not. Oh, here it is. So there's the bobbin case. The feet are high shank. If you compare it against a normal foot, you can see the difference in the height. But I got an assortment of feet: a regular straight stitch foot, this piecing, some of the other fancy things that I'll probably never use, but there they are. So anyway, also came with the instruction manual, which is always nice. I'll have to read through that. Here's the bit about the cam selection for stitching. So I have to play with it yet to get accustomed to how it works. So far I've been running it, just took the top off. I had the side off too to get some oil in it. It looks like it was virtually never used. There's, you know, it's clean everywhere. So we'll give it a try. So like any Singer style 15 class bobbin, and these are great because they're big. That goes into the, if I can not drop it, goes into the bobbin case. The thread comes up to that little groove and then under the little tension thing there and up through the top. There's a little lever here that is good to grab it with, and that holds the bobbin in the case. If you don't have that pulled out, the bobbin can fall out. So then that goes into the thing down there. Now let's see if we can get this thing threaded. I'm going to leave the top off so you can see the insides while it works. I've got a hook up on the window frame there that will hold this up instead of using the thread pin. But anyway, there's a thread guide up here at the top. Looks like it wants to go through there. Then down to the tension discs around that tension spring under this hook here. There's another thread guide here that it's going to want to go through, up through this, take up the lever here. Now there's a groove in the machine here with a little thread hook in that, and it goes through there. Thread guide at the top of the needle bar, it's got to go through there. Now we can go into the needle. That's a standard 15, I lick my thread, sorry. Standard 15 needle, threads left to right on this machine. And that's in. So, my thread is stuck. There we go. My camera cord was over the spool of thread, so it was pulling tight. Okay, turn the wheel towards you to bring up the bobbin thread, and I should be able to sew a, I gotta change the stitch length here, make that a little longer. That's pretty nice. I haven't adjusted the tension or anything, so I'm not sure what the back is going to look like, but that's pretty darn good. If you, when you're trying to figure your tension out, I think the best thing to do, at least the way I find it to work best, is to use two different colors of thread. One color on the top and one on the bottom. And then when you look at your stitches that you formed, you should see only the one color thread on each side. So here I can see just the orange, and here I can see just the pale green. So actually, just without doing any adjusting, that tension looks pretty darn good, and it's making a nice stitch. Not bad. So it also has a reverse, which most machines of this age do. Some of the older Singers don't, and that's kind of a pain. Even though I have it on a treadle, I still have it, the light is plugged into an extension cord. I kind of enjoy having a light on it, but wouldn't be necessary. Let's see, if I want to make this to a zigzag, I'm going to use this lever here. This one sets the stitch width. So if it's at 0, it's a straight stitch. If I move it up to, let's say, I'll put it midway, that's a 3, that'll do a zigzag. And if I move it up even further, that'll make it a wider zigzag stitch, or narrower, depending on where that lever is set. You can see that's doing pretty good too. So I'm not sure which cams are in the little cam housing back here, so I'm going to find out. So we'll need a pretty short stitch length to be able to see what might be happening with that. And let me, if I remember correctly, it's, which one of these do I move? I don't remember. Well, let's see if that does it. Well, let's see what we got. Well, I'm going to need to shorten my stitch length up so it looks like something. Let's see. And if you look up here, you can see it doing its thing as the thing moves around. I don't know if you can see that, making the top there. So this is sort of a little well, let me do a little more so you can see it. So it's sort of a little, I don't know, like little plus marks. If I turn this to the left, it'll just do one side of that. And I don't know if you can see that. And then if I do the right, it'll do the other side. Like that. Let's see if we can try a different pattern. That's a little sort of an arrow. And again, if I switch to the middle setting, that'll make it centered. Let's see what, well, kind of neat to watch the mechanism. Yeah, I think it's, once I figure out what all the various stitches do, I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's kind of neat that theoretically it actually works. I've just got to figure out, there's a sequence of apparently of where this can be set to get it to move. Yeah, there we go. Kind of fun. So I could probably play with it all day. Want to try out the other cams and see what else it does. There's also one that's supposed to work for a blind stitch, so I'd be curious to see what that one does. I'm not really a big garment construction person, so I don't know how often I'd ever need to use a blind stitch, but just making a that should be back to just a plain straight stitch. Yeah. Of course with that we want a little bit longer stitch length to go back to straight stitch. Not bad. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed for however many years it's been sitting around unused. I think it, oh, my foot fell off. I think it did a pretty good job. So let's, let me get this out of here and put the lid back on so you can see how pretty it is. It needs a little cleaning. This was, the original owner had it in a cabinet. It had the controller for it was a knee controller, and I have a ton of other controllers I could use it on if I want to use it electrically. But I just enjoy using my machines in my treadle, so I always look for the type that will work, and that's basically any of the machines that have a belt wheel that with a rear-mounted motor you can put in to your treadle and treadle away on them. So anyway, like I said, it needs a little cleaning. It's been sitting around and collecting dust and everything for years, but I think it's a pretty good looking machine, and makes a pretty nice stitches. So also I forgot to mention that you do have the option of dropping the feed dogs, and that's a real easy up and down. So I'll be able to use it for free motion quilting also. I expect it primarily will be used for when I want to do something with a zigzag function, but I'll give it a try on free motion and see how it does. Problem being high shank feet, and most of my other machines are low, so I don't have a high shank quilting foot. At least I don't think I do, but they do sell an adapter that screws onto the presser bar that then has another space to attach your other feet, so I'll try one of those out too. Anyway, it's a nice machine, and kind of fun to play with.